What's up? What's up? What's up, good people?
What
You
it
are
do?
back. You're back, baby.
So-
Episode 213. Word to Snoop
mhm,
Dogg.
mhm,
The JB and Benny Blue
mhm,
review. That's right. For your live streaming pleasure.
Shout out to all the pretty little girls in pretty little girl land out there. All right, I want you to just peek over your shoulder, honey. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the great Manny Fresh, you know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was listening to that song earlier, man. What great music back in the day, man. It was just real. Yeah, so shout out to all the good people out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Welcome back to the JB and Benny Blue Review. This is episode 213. All right, that's
Right.
2, a 1, and a 3.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You want to rock with us, man. Follow us at JB and Benny Blue on all social media, okay? Get with us, you know what I'm saying? We usually follow back, you know what I'm saying, unless you're trash, you know what I'm saying? And we don't know that you're trash, you know what I'm saying, in the beginning, but, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
if you show yourself to be
They
trash.
they prove it. They prove themselves.
Oh, they do. Yeah. It's only so long. You know what I'm saying? You know the rest. All right. So follow myself on my personal page at 73KingJB73 and the man himself, Benny, at Benny Blue Eyes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's at IGs. You know what I'm saying? You can find content for our personal. Of course, you know what I'm saying? You can get with us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Like, share, subscribe, man. We like them 5-star reviews. You know what I'm saying? Tell your friends about us. You know what I'm saying? Make sure everybody knows that we out here. You damn right. We're available on casualsports.com. We live stream radio in the beautiful city of Phoenix, the greater city of Phoenix, the Valley of the Sun where I reside, and of course the Valley High. You better know that. The Believe Podcast Network. We appreciate you all and all our brothers and sister podcasts. We love y'all. You can mess with me on Tuesday nights, man. The Burning Bridges podcast is live stream at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time on Twitter at AAT Sports _ and at AAT Birds. That's all about the Birds family. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're sponsored by the Valley Boys Association clothing line, man. Go to valleyboysassociation.com and use the promo code podcast22. That's all caps. All right. For 20% off your order at checkout, man. They got hot gear, man. These young cats come with some fire. Listen, I gotta get some stuff special made for my birthday. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, look at this. Talking
know
about the Valley Hot. Ooh, wee.
Because it's Valley Hot, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, it's what it is. You know what I'm saying? These cats is crazy. I can't wait to rock. I'm literally, Benny, I'm gonna be rocking all Valley Boys Association shit all summer. Right? I'm gonna be a walking billboard for these young cats, man. I love it. I'm gonna be out in LA with it. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
Most likely be out in Miami for my birthday with it. You know what I'm saying? You know how it go, man.
Ooh,
also, man, we sponsored by
Miami.
It's what is it? How'd you say? It's timtobuy.com. It's timtobuy.com. You're looking for a new whip, you know what I'm saying? Pre-owned vehicle, new, don't matter. Text all caps review to 515-444-7003 at It's Tim to Buy on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Rock with us, man. I got Tim will get you what you need. You know what I'm saying? He's your pusher. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to these whips, all right? But other than that, man, you know what it is, man. Get with us, man. Hate mail, love mail, don't matter. Questions, ideas. JB and Benny Review at gmail.com. Serious business inquiries only. You know what I'm saying?
Please.
Right now, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that's logging in, tapping in with us, we appreciate all of our returning viewers. We love y'all to death. And to our new people, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Jeremy Bridges, you know what I'm saying? 10-year NFL veteran. And everybody knows me as King JB. And, of course, the man to my left.
You're right. Camera left.
Camera left. You know what I'm saying? It's the great Blue Dini himself, man. Benefit Ryan Smith III. You know what I'm saying? The pride of Kalamazoo, Michigan. You know what I'm saying?
That's Muskegon. Hey, wait, Muskegon, Michigan. Come on now, Muskegon, Michigan. Shout out to the ski. Shout out to the 231. That's where my folks reside now. All good.
Muskegon, Michigan. All right.
West Michigan family. Yep.
But were you so you're from Muskegon?
Yes, born and raised.
Oh, okay. So I've been getting that wrong. So I got to change that up. You know what I'm saying? I know
you're good. Trust me. Dr. Bridges, one of these days, is going to be running the official Jeremy Bridges fucking Savage Camp one of these days out of the greater Muskegon area.
Okay, and, I'm all for it.
He'll be getting that bag. Don't worry about it.
I got some folks out there in Michigan, you know.
Exactly. Well, coming up, we got some review reaction news. We're going to be getting into some NFL honors. Of course, they announce all the MVPs and rookies of the year and players of the year. Of course, you got to react to this Super Bowl halftime show and a little bit of Mo, plus recapping the Super Bowl. And the day has finally come after a long 18-week season plus the playoffs, announcing the official Savage Picks winner of the year. Speaking of Miami, We got a date in Miami, baby.
Being bonito, Miami.
But speaking of Super Bowl, Dr. Bridges, what did you do this year to partake? Were you watching it by yourself? Were you hanging out with some folks? Were you having some food, some drink?
I slid down to shout out to Founding Fathers. You know what I'm saying? Founding Fathers Kitchen at the bar. My man Mark owns it. And we went out there, man, and hung out with some of the OGs. You know what I'm saying? It's always a good time. Now, it is a bona fide biker bar, but it's still a good time. You know what I'm saying? Some good, clean fun. I was down there for probably the first half of the game. Slid back up the highway, stopped at a couple people's house and folks. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my bro now. You know what I'm saying? Chill for a little bit, drank a beer, watched the third quarter, and then I came on back up top and came up just in time to see the Rams get their first championship as LA Rams.
Correct.
Now they never won a championship when they were LA before, right?
I believe it.
Well, so
greatest show on turf, and they got it done there.
I'm talking about I'm talking about
St. Louis, the last time they moved.
Yeah. When they moved to St. Louis, they won a championship. But the last time they were in LA, they didn't win a championship, right?
No. They
okay,
didn't.
Yeah. So their first championship as the LA Rams. All right.
That's right.
So shout out to them, man, and their parade they had today. 37 people that were there. It's great. You know what I'm saying? It's a good time. You know what I'm saying? But
half of them are Niners jerseys. Shit.
Right, exactly. They had Niners jerseys, Chargers jerseys, Raiders jerseys. You know what I'm saying?
Cowboys jerseys.
A couple Cowboys jerseys in there. Steelers jerseys sprinkled in. Yeah, you know how LA do it. You know what I'm saying? This is what it is. So, but shout out to the Rams. One thing I spoke about last time on the Burning Bridges podcast, and I'm going to commend the Rams for the way that they developed the team and consistently put together a team that was full of solid football players. One of the greatest things you can be deemed as an NFL football player is solid. That means they know what you're going to get from you. They know what they're going to get from you every time you touch the football field. Solid players, sprinkling a couple elites, right? And that's when you win championships. No matter what championship team you've ever seen. Even the great Ravens team, which we thought was full of all-stars. No, I mean, Ed Reed and, you know what I'm saying, what is that fucking clown's name? The middle linebacker. Why am I drawing a blank when it comes to him? Ray Lewis, right? Ray Lewis. And then the host of other guys that was there, seemed as if they were superstars. But that offense didn't have no real big names on it, right? Nice. So, I mean, Anquan Bolden was there, you know what I'm saying? I think the last time they won a championship, but I'm talking about when Ed Reed and them won that first year in the 2000s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Trent Dilfer was the quarterback.
Yeah, Trent Dilfer was the quarterback. So, just a consistent team. And shout out to, you know what I'm saying, the GM at that time, Newsom, Mr. Ozzie Newsom himself, the great Ozzie Newsom. But Snead did a great job of putting together and drafting and bringing in key free agents that weren't superstars anymore, right? That were still solid football players and developing the guys that they drafted. And shout out to Sean McVay of having a game plan and sticking to it and being man enough and humble enough to listen to constructive criticism because his offense was very predictable at one point where he kind of got out of that. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the reasons why they won. Now let's keep it a whole buck and a half. If Cincinnati's offensive line would have been any better, they would have won that championship. Right?
Thanks. Well, listen, we'll talk about that.
Yeah,
we'll talk about all that.
Okay. I'm just being completely
honest. No, you're being real. And speaking of Les Snead, JB, for those who are watching, if you can't see on the screen, Les Snead, excellent troll shirt. It's the meme. It's the Michael Jordan meme where it's his face and it's getting translucent. And in the text it says "fuck them picks." He said, "Fuck them picks. We're winning this shit." Picks. He gave away 80,000 first rounders.
Dog, first round picks, bro, are so overrated, dog. Like when you just think about it in the big scheme of things, like most first round picks only play for 3 years, and then after that they're going to be backups. You know what I'm saying, or something like that. They just don't fare very well. You know what I'm saying? So, facts. I mean, hey, again, Les Snead. Hey, I like the way I like your style, son. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's facts as you see what happens with a lot of these quarterbacks. I mean, shit. I mean, listen, Stafford played for my kiddies, and we loved him, and we still love him. But goddamn, son, I mean, he didn't sniff anything close to what he got until he finally got over there. So when you're typically a top tier pick, unless you're that type of talent who can literally put the franchise on their back, it's usually about where you go. If you end up in a shitty situation, that might screw over the entire trajectory of your career until you either sign somewhere else or force a trade or whatever the case may be. But hey, old Fratty Staff, 1942 Tequila Stafford, did his bid. He did his bid in Detroit. got the trade, got what he wanted, and then the first year he's there, he put, you know what I'm saying, got them rings and things. So there you go. We'll talk about all that. JB, speaking of top tier picks and players actually panning out for their franchises, NFL honors, of course, that happens. I really wish they would kind of like redo this so they could count the playoffs for the actual MVP. But Rodgers wins his fourth MVP. Burrow, of course, gets comeback player of the year. Of course, he tore his ACL and MCL last year. Jamar Chase, offensive rookie of the year. Micah Parsons, defensive rookie of the year. TJ Watt, defensive player of the year. Cooper Kupp, offensive player of the year. And Mike Vrabel, coach of the year. Your overall thoughts on these gentlemen who got awarded, and do you think anybody else should have been considered? Anybody else got snubbed? What do you think about this cast of winners?
I think they pretty much got it right. We did our little Burning Bridges Awards, and most of these are right. I thought that Joe Burrow was the NFL MVP, right? If I'm not mistaken,
I agree.
I think I did put Joe Burrow as NFL MVP, or the kid from Indiana, from the Colts, Taylor, right?
Running back Jonathan Taylor, yeah.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor. I think he was more deserving of the MVP to me than Aaron Rodgers was. And then I think that Zach Taylor should have been coach of the year, right? Mike Vrabel's done great things in Tennessee, and that's cool. Very consistent, as consistent as you can possibly be. Since he's been there, they've had success. But if you look at a 2-14 season, a 4-11 season, and now Super Bowl, Zach Taylor, yeah, that sounds like coach of the year to me, right? That sounds more like coach of the year to me. So, yeah, I mean, Vrabel he's not undeserving of it. It's just that I think that Zach Taylor should have got that award.
Yeah, and it's kind of like that brings up the point. They should be doing this after the season. They should be taking into consideration the playoffs, because if you see what Zach Taylor did, I mean, they put out the Titans. And Vrabel is an excellent coach, don't get me wrong, but they've been there and they haven't been able to get over the hump.
They've never got over that hump. Yeah.
You just eloquently explained why Zach Taylor was deserving of the award. And to your point, I agree. Burrow should have got MVP for the simple fact that he had a hell of a season with what he dealt with on the O-line, which we'll get to on our Super Bowl recap. But also, JB, for the simple fact that, my man's didn't bitch a lick like Rodgers. Rodgers was bitch moaning and complaining every single moment of this fucking season.
Man, listen,
every single moment.
It's something like that, and this is kind of the argument about some of these awards. Accolades that the NFL has to offer. And we're gonna get into the Hall of Fame, of course, but it's like a lot of guys get grandfathered into this because their name is bigger, or it's just not cool. The award, I ain't like the coaching job, should go to the most qualified and the best man that's positioned that has had the success, and the man that's going to be put in a position to have great success with that squad. So, yeah, it is what it is.
Well, I'm going to cut a little promo on some Blues Got Time later about having that Hall of Fame conversation way too early about players who are still active. We went in depth about that in past episodes, so make sure to run that back, JB and BennyBlueReview.com. But, JB, speaking of Hall of Famers saying real Hall of Fame shit, for the very first time, and this video came out a few days ago from Radio Row from Super Bowl and stuff, all the different former players there, and god damn it, JB, if it wasn't music to my ears, and I know it will be to your ears, your personal friend of the show, a gentleman that you know and you have a jersey of, Emmett Smith, had a amazing point for all Cowboys fans out there about the current crop of Cowboys and how Cowboys players and fans alike have a way of, riding the wave of the glory days. Let's share this video just to see exactly what he said, because I think he said it to an F and T better than anybody who's ever put the big star on their helmet ever has.
Nice.
Check this out.
Emmett.
You go, Michael Irving was very critical, but it comes from a place of love of the starters and how the stars rather, and how they didn't show up in the big game. What would be your advice to Dak, to Zeke, to CeeDee, to all those guys on the offense, and how they can go ahead and show up when it counts?
The one thing I would say to any young player, including the ones that you mentioned, is you're not a star yet.
Ooh-wee.
You're not a GOAT yet.
Ooh.
And you're not great yet. You have to win championships in order to become all of that.
Talk to him, Emmett.
Yes, you're on the most visible football team in the entire world.
True.
And you're playing with a great organization. But your greatness is when you finish. and you finish well. In order to become a legend, you have to eliminate all of these things that we're talking about. Period. Outside of that, you're gonna be living in the shadows of what came before you.
Ooh, finally. JB finally. Someone who actually put on the Dallas uniform finally says what we've been saying for the entire effing podcast. To an F and T. Y'all have not done shit yet.
Emmett gets the slow raise the roof, one of my favorite celebrations. Thank you, Emmett. Finally, you said some shit that makes sense. He's right. Benny, he is correct. Like Cowboy fans, of course, love living in glory days, but these players, and that don't just go for the Cowboys. Let's be completely honest.
Right.
Kyler Murray, I hope you heard that, right? Yeah, I'm taking it there, right? Because I've been very critical of Kyler Murray because of what he's did on social media, right? Son, you ain't did shit. 2 Pro Bowls don't mean a motherfucking thing, man. It don't mean nothing. That means you're very popular amongst the people. That's all it means, right? That means your name is said a lot. So people hear your name a lot, so they vote you to the Pro Bowl, right? You've had flashes of greatness, right? You've shown that you can do great things on the football field, but greatness is birthed from consistency, right? Point blank and period. Greatness is birthed from consistency. You can literally TM that. That's mine, right? I started that. I said that. I ain't never heard nobody say that, but that's real. I'm gonna say it again. Greatness is birthed by consistency, right? There's never been a great who hasn't been consistent in what they're doing. None of these cats nowadays, and everybody want to be they're the greatest this and the greatest that. Even Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp had one fucking phenomenal year. Great. Is he the greatest NFL receiver right now? Arguably, yes, right? But it's 1A, 1B between him and Devontae Adams, to be honest, right? So
he's got to show up next year.
And you got to show improve next year. You got to show improve every time you put that damn uniform on and represent for that fucking logo on your helmet. So Emmett has a great point. But that's not just to the Cowboys. That's to all these young players because all of them think that as soon as they make a hell of a play, like they think that they the shit. Michael Parsons, you had a great year last year. But guess what? People know how to block you now. They know what you're capable of now. So what you going to do next year, right? Yeah, that's real. Good. Hey, shout out to Emmett, man. Shout out to Emmett.
He put it so perfectly. So Cowboys fans, I know it sickens your stomach not to be able to ride that wave from 95, but the guy who was actually there and part of it is literally telling you to your face.
A huge, gigantic part of it. Like probably couldn't have did it without him. Type part.
Oh, 100%. Facts.
Yes,
especially how offense was run back then and how it ran through Emmett. Oh, 100% without a doubt. Speaking of not doing just enough yet, JB, we cut a promo here the last week or two. Well, it happened. Old Khaki man agrees to an extension through 2026. But the main question is, and no details have been released at the time of this fine broadcast, do you think the buyout is going to be large enough to prevent him from going back to the NFL? What do you think is happening with this whole, I'm with the Vikings, but now I'm going to leverage this to get to the extension, which I think is only one more year than what he had anyway. So he claims he's never going to, JB, he claimed he's never going to do it again. He's never going to flirt with the NFL again.
Man, look, as soon as another opportunity come along, Jim Harbaugh ain't worried about no goddamn money, bro. You know what I'm saying? The Michigan done paid him so much goddamn. He done made more money in Michigan than he done made anywhere, right? So he ain't worried about no money, right? He did that so that he can keep kids coming to Michigan, right? Correct. They extended their contract, and they did that. They made a power move. They say, you know what? We're going to extend his contract. So now these kids are going to stay wanting to come to Michigan, right? Even if he does jump ship, which if an opportunity comes up next year, his ass probably will, right? He's the type of person, he wants to have success in the NFL. He's the big brother of the little brother who's had success in the NFL. John Harbaugh, right, has been to, 3 Super Bowls since he's been a head coach? He's won one for sure.
Yep, two at least, and the one that he got was over his big bro.
It was over his big brother. So he's still kind of chasing that ghost and saying, you know what, I gotta go to the NFL and prove I can be successful there, right? So yeah, another opportunity comes along, his ass gone. You can mark my words.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, you knew it was kind of the power move for him to get the extension. But yeah, what I'm curious to know is I want to know the details of this contract because obviously, this past year he took the pay cut, and even with his bonuses that he got for getting to the Big Ten championship and the college football playoff, he had actually paid out to his staff.
Right.
But they lose Josh Gaddis. Josh Gaddis is now going to be the OC for Miami. He said, and then he lost Mike McDonald, who went back to the Ravens, who was the linebackers coach there and is now going to be the DC for the Ravens. So he lost his OC and his DC. So I'm wondering how that's going to affect. It didn't really affect them too much on National Signing Day, thank God. But as you said, he might, he may get a sniff of a Cliff's old seat come next year. Be working now. Your coach, the Arizona Cardinals, old khaki man, working with Kyler.
He needs a voice of reason. Like he needs some stability. Like the daddy said on Color Purple. We need some stability around here.
Oh my God. Well, hey, khaki man, come on, bro. Just keep your shit tight at least for one more year. Speaking of keeping shit tight, it was the halftime show finally for I think the first time, which is crazy to think in NFL history. They had an all hip hop led halftime show. Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar, Eminem, and a surprise guest of 50 Cent. But JB, watching this, your overall impressions of the show, the set, do you think it was good? Do you think it was great, or was it just okay? What did you think when you were making your rounds clearly and watching this shit?
Well, I watched the halftime show at Founding Fathers. I thought it was amazing the way they did it. Right. I think that it was dope the way they did it. You know what I'm saying? How they had the little building set up. You know what I'm saying? How they had the grid of LA. They had no choice, man, but to do that in LA. Right? Yes. Because LA wasn't going to respond to anything else, to be honest. Right? They were not going to respond to anything else. And let's be completely honest. Right? The Super Bowl is compiled of people that want to come to a Super Bowl and the people that are in that city, right? So, of course, the people in that city, you know what I'm saying, that are rooting for that, especially because of the way that it was conformed with LA being the home team and playing their own home stadium. Yeah, so most compiled of Rams fans, so they had to do that. They had no choice, right? They weren't going to respond to nothing else. There wasn't going to be nobody watching that shit. I think that was probably the most watched halftime show at a game than ever before, right? Those stands were completely packed.
Right.
Nobody moved. Nobody going to the concession stand. All the celebrities were watching. It was the greatest halftime show ever, right? It was. You know what I'm saying? So with everybody that was in there, everybody that was in there did their part. To be honest, everybody did their part. Mary J. Blige, the queen, you know what I'm saying? She got her just due. She sang 2 songs, killed it like she always does. She ain't never disappointed. Eminem came out, you know what I'm saying, satisfied the white folks. So the white people was like, yes, because they didn't know it. Like, I'm pretty sure they was just like, man, goddamn, I mean, we like this shit, but damn. And when them came out, they were like, hell yeah, we got one. And then when 50 came out, they was excited too, because of course that song in the club, like probably more universal than anything that Dr. Dre and Snoop was rapping. So
there's a white person. That's a white person club classic.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. You know what I'm saying? They still playing that motherfucker, you know what I'm saying, and goddamn in bars across the United States of America, all right? in parts unknown, you know what I'm saying? Mitch be listening to it when he hangs out.
Yeah, Mitch is dancing that shit right now.
Mitch is hanging out at the bar right now. They playing. So it was the greatest. And Kendrick Lamar, Kendrick Lamar, you know what I'm saying? So they kind of did a little bit for everybody. So Kendrick Lamar kept it in the late millennial, right? But that was a grown folks halftime show, right?
Correct.
It was a grown folk, and that's who's watching Super Bowl. Kids don't watch Super Bowl, bro. They don't. These kids don't watch Super Bowl. They don't care about the Super Bowl, right? They don't care about football.
They're not paying attention.
Right. They don't care about football. So they did exactly what they're supposed to do for the city of LA. Great job.
Yeah, and I thought the set was very dope. I thought it was very cool that they had LA and Compton staples like Tam's Burgers, and they had like other places. Of course, they had like staples, Lowrider, Shit. Snoop was cripping a fool up there. He was not.
And shout out to Jeremy Strong. You know what I'm saying? Previous guest on that show.
Hey.
Shout out to Jeremy Strong.
Was he on stage?
He was out there dancing, man. He danced the whole show.
Friend of the show, Jeremy Strong.
A couple other folks, you know what I'm saying? I know from G-Train family was dancing, you know what I'm saying? I want to say her name is Tamara, something like that. She was out there getting to it. Like, yeah, we had some folks out there doing their thing.
Show out there. Okay.
It was just dope, man. It was dope, man.
Now, I could have used. I'm guessing just knowing how the man feels about the league. I'm guessing that was going to be a non-starter. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like they could have used a slight cameo Ice Cube. If Ice Cube came out and just did like 30 seconds of it was a good day, I thought that would have been like the icing on the cake. I thought that would have been perfect. I'm glad they didn't do any fucking holograms. I was hearing rumors of Tupac hologram and Eazy-E hologram.
That would have been rough. But yeah, I think Cube. I agree. Cube should have been in that thing somewhere. He should have been a special guest. Came out and did We Be Clubbing or something. Yeah. You know
yes. So like West Side Connection. Something
thing would have been righteous.
Yeah, but now but you said it though. I do want to follow up on it. Do you feel? And we've even despite it being very lean on the hip hop side, you feel this is the greatest halftime show ever?
Yeah. I mean, I can't.
That's factoring in Michael Jackson and Prince.
Well, I mean,
I was gonna say, bro, that MJ halftime show that's a tough one to beat.
I mean, anything Michael Jackson has ever done has been completely epic, right? But at the same time, again, it's like Mike. Everybody loves Mike, but does everybody really love Mike? You know what I'm saying?
But you want to talk about universal appeal, though? That's global.
Oh yeah, no, especially at that time.
Global. Oh,
no, at that time,
peak
right,
Michael Jackson in the Rose Bowl.
At that time, yeah, that was great. But as far as like just the overall show, something for everybody, I think this was the greatest halftime show ever.
I thought it was excellent. I think I would put it at very good. That's where I would rank it. Would be at very good. By the way, I see a lot of comedians, and a lot of comedians have been roasting other comedians for this. Relax with the 50 Cent jokes. I saw you even type of you even put some on your story about it. Cut it out.
People don't realize one. That when 50 Cent, before he turned upside down, he did a pull up.
He had to pull himself up to do that.
He did a pull up, a tuck up, put his feet around that bar and hung down and started rapping. Then when he was done, he dropped the microphone, reached up, grabbed it, and pulled himself down. Yeah, he's a little bit bigger than he was 19 years ago, but I guarantee y'all fat asses can't get up there and do that shit. Come on, man. Like, everybody got jokes, bro. Like, everybody want to make jokes. 50 cents, 95 cents, 75 cents. Yeah.
Right.
The motherfucker rich, and he's in great shape still. You know, he might not be in the shape he was when he was boxing, but that's what the fuck he was doing before he started rapping.
Right. 19 years ago. The man's 46 years old. That was when he was 27, and he was cut, and he's still swole.
Right.
So, cut it out, man.
Fuck out of here.
Cut it out, man, with all that. And finally, JB, with some review reaction news. Speaking of the greatest genre of them all, we went on when at the time we really talked about this album. I think even previous to the man's untimely demise, but on this day in 2018, the late great Nipsey Hussle's Victory Lap album came out. What is your favorite song and why from this classic album that we very much enjoy and still do enjoy?
Oh my God. Man, I want to say that Dedication is probably my favorite song, but at the same time,
it's tough to beat.
Like, man, I mean, it's grinding on my life, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, come on, man. Like, sucker. I'm like, I can listen to this shit and not change a song, right?
It's pretty much flawless.
Yep. And then Victory Lap, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that shit set the CD off like crazy. Like, it is a classic album, right? It's a complete body of work. And we talked about it in detail, you know what I'm saying, when it first came out. But shout out to the late, great Nipsey Hussle. And blessings to his kids and his late wife, you know what I'm saying, Laura London. And I mean, it's just, it just makes me sad again, just think about the fact that man ain't here, Because when I got this album and I listened to it, Benny, already know, I was in LA at the time. So I mean, I bumped this album for like 2 weeks straight. It never left, never left, you know what I'm saying, my speakers. You know what I'm saying? It was coming out of my speakers for 2 weeks straight, bro. I ain't want to listen to nothing else, right? So, and still to this day, I mean, I just posted a video on my Instagram page, a workout video, and was playing Dedication because that was the song that was needed. You know what I'm saying? That was needed. It needed to be right there.
Facts.
So, yeah, again, man, rest in peace to the late great Nipsey Hussle, man. Shout out to the 60 Crips. Shout out to this Crenshaw district. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Crenshaw High School. Big U. You know what I'm saying? All my folks over there. And you know what I'm saying? Like it's just, and all the bad that goes on over there, it's a lot of wonderful black people and positive black people over there. And I want to send them shouts out and make sure that people understand that there's a lot of great going on in the hood that just gets overshadowed by all the bad.
Which he was working on, and I know is still going with his business partners, the Vector 90 project for young Black entrepreneurs in tech to be able to get funding and have an incubator system to be able to bring their ideas to fruition.
Right.
Just with the album, sold 53,000 first week, which, I mean, considering the era, it's still a modern era album. That's a lot. Number 4 on the Billboard 200, number 4 in the country, was nominated for Rap Album of the Year. Should have won. I can't remember what won, but it got completely robbed, and it's went platinum. I'll tell you what, I know you're pretty similar to me, where on the workout playlist, you want to keep it fresh and you want to keep new stuff on there. But there are certain staples, there are certain classic or recent songs that you can't remove them from the playlist. They got to stay on there. And I'm telling you right now, on my workout playlist, Victory Lap, Dedication, Hustle and Motivate, Status Symbol 3, and Grinding on My Life are still on my workout playlist. And since this album dropped, my favorite song fluctuates for me. It was Dedication. It still very much is, but honestly, I don't know. There's something about Status Symbol 3. Because number one, Buddy's feature is excellent. I think he did all 3 with Buddy, who's another very dope LA artist. But something about Status Symbol 3 just kind of hits right now. But like you said,
almost forgot what I was doing. Yeah, that like that right there, like, you know what I'm saying? I say that shit a lot. You know what I'm saying? Out of my mouth, and then just in my mind, I think to myself, like, you know what I'm saying? Damn, I almost forgot what I was doing. I almost forgot what I was thinking. What the hell was I? Hey, look, that's my shit, bro.
Classic,
you know what I'm saying?
Classic shit. Rest in peace to Nipsey, and obviously the music and his legacy will live on forever. We appreciate you guys, whether you're tapping in, to watch it or again in podcast form. Make sure to follow us at JB and Benny Blue, and of course, if you missed the live stream, all good for now. In the coming weeks, the announcement's coming soon, but you can check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Like, share, subscribe, 5-star rating, all that fun shit. Casualsports.com, streaming out of Phoenix and the Believe Podcast Network. Our guy Flex will be on next week. All you Suns reviewers don't want to miss it. We're talking Suns, we're talking NBA trade deadline, the whole shit, All-Star break, going into playoffs, everything NBA. We're going in, of course, tapping with JB on Tuesdays. Blinding Bridges live streaming there on Twitter, 6:30 Pacific, 7:30 Mountain Time, 9:30 Eastern Time, AAT Sports _ and all about the birds. Family and sponsors, man, you see it. You see the goddamn signature. Valley Boys Association. Go to valleyboysassociation.com.
Boys.
Use code podcast22 and get 20% off your order at checkout. And of course, tapping with our guy, Dr. Tim Tinkle, the official Lakers correspondent. It's timtobuy.com. If you want a new or pre-owned vehicle, whether you're in Iowa, the greater Midwest area, wherever you're at, text review to 515-444-7003, and he will hit you right back to get you into the car of your dreams. And make sure to follow him at It's Tim to Buy on Instagram. All right. Well, we reached the end of the road. Word to Boys to Men. And we got to get into it. Recapping Super Bowl 56. Them Rams defeat them Bengals here 23-20 in LA. Cooper Kupp wins MVP. Burrow had a TD, but he was sacked 7 times. He also was playing on a strained MCL. Good God almighty, they got to improve that line in the offseason. Old Fratty Stafford had 3 TDs, but two picks. Basically a very Matt Stafford game, if you think about it. And OBJ tears his ACL, the same one for the second goddamn time. Ooh-wee. So, JB, your overall, you were talking about a little bit here in the beginning, but your overall assessment of the game as you moved around and watched it, baby.
Again, if Cincinnati's offensive line was any better, Cincinnati would have won this game. I think that they had every opportunity to win. Even towards the end, they still had opportunity to win. 7 sacks of Joe Burrow. You know what I'm saying? Him getting hurt and refusing, like you say, he's playing on a strained MCL, refusing medical attention. Like, man, whatever. I got to finish this game. Excuse me. The kid is amazing. Let's not forget, Jalen Ramsey got his ass flamed on the entire game.
Yeah.
All right. Nobody likes to talk about that, but everybody wants to joke about Eli Apple. But Jalen Ramsey, their top cornerback, got his ass destroyed all game. Jamar Chase, had a game.
I think it was worse than Eli Apple, honestly.
Yeah, it was. I mean, Jamar Chase, the only thing about it is Jamar Chase wasn't getting in the end zone, right? And then Eli Apple gave up a touchdown, to Cooper Kupp at the end. I mean, but, let's be real. Jalen Ramsey got his ass did in, the whole fucking game. But shout out to the Bengals, you know what I'm saying, and the work that they were doing, and you know what I'm saying, they put in work, you know what I'm saying, right there he got his ass did in, you know what I'm saying, Buddy Debo his ass.
That was the uncalled face mask to give him a little bit of credit. That was the uncalled face mask.
Fuck out of here, you know what I'm saying? They were letting them play the game. They were letting them play the game rough and raw the whole game, for real. They was playing the game rough and rugged and raw the whole game. And like the great Tony Dungy said, and I'm glad he said it because he's a man of integrity. He's a man who has, you know what I'm saying, the opinion that he has the right to have that opinion. The referees pretty much let everything slide until the last minute or so of the game, right? With 55, the linebacker got called for that pass interference. That was some great, pure coverage, point blank period, right? Then they got saved and they had to call it again, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that the Rams got into the end zone. Let me start talking about, you know what I'm saying, conspiracy and all that shit. But bottom line is this, right? If Cincy's offensive line would have been better, Cincy would have won that game, period, right? Period, point blank period. Yeah. Is what it is. I mean, the Rams did what they need to do to win. I give them the credit. You know what I'm saying? They won the Super Bowl. They got their rings coming. But if Cincy's offensive line was better, they would have won that game, no matter what nobody thinks, says, or anything like that.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, it's interesting, when you actually, were watching the tape and if you're really intently paying attention. I know it's Super Bowl. It's obviously a different vibe than any other game. But really, neither team could establish the run. I mean, shit, if you look at the rushing stats here, Joe Mixon had 15 carries for 72 yards, and his longest run was 14. And then you look at Cam Akers, he had 13 carries for 21 yards, and his long was 8.
They were busting his ass.
Yeah, neither team could really. And by the way, people honestly sleep on the Bengals defense front seven. They're dogs over there too.
They got better as the playoffs went along. They started to discover and really find themselves in the last 3 or 4 games of the season, and then into the playoffs. So that's dangerous when you start to gain momentum at that point. But if the Bengals would have leaned on the run a little more, they'd have been successful, even with that bad offensive line. If they would have just leaned on the run and tried to stick to it, especially beginning of the game, I really think they could have. See, the thing about the Rams is that they'll die. They'll lay down and die, right? Because they're a bunch of front runners. So if you pound their ass and just bust their head, and they don't play very well from behind. So I really think that Taylor should have been a little more aggressive with the run and play action in the beginning of the game. Run and play action in the beginning of the game. You know what I'm saying? Burrow getting out and running a little more, you know what I'm saying? And that way it'll slow that rush down, you know what I'm saying? Keep them from jumping around and, you know what I'm saying, so on and so forth, make them keep their lane integrity. Like, this is like deep. This ain't football 101. This is football, you know what I'm saying, grad school football here I'm talking. So, yeah, I mean, but, if it was a fifth and everybody, quote unquote, is genius in hindsight, but I was saying this shit watching the game. So it's no big deal. So, yeah, congratulations to the Rams. Got that W. That's that. But it is what it is, huh?
Yep. Cooper Kupp had a couple touchdowns. Joe Mixon threw a touchdown in this one. Cooper Kupp tried to throw one that sailed over Matty Stafford's head. I mean, look, Stafford got his ring, 26 for 40, 283 yards. But it was a very Stafford game. Like he made like a couple excellent no-look throws, but he also threw a couple picks, one of which got tipped, but the other one that he really should have thrown.
I predicted 2 interceptions by Matthew Stafford. I knew he was going to throw 2 picks.
You did. He threw a couple. So it was very much a Matthew Stafford stat line. A lot of stats, good amount of completions, got some TDs, but also made some mistakes that could have cost them, had a couple other things not went their way. And I guess just kind of looking forward, as you see there at the bottom, I mean, OBJ tears the ACL for the second time. I know he came in late in the season, obviously, as we kind of joke, but it's true. I mean, the Rams, as you said with the picks, they can definitely be overrated, particularly on where those picks actually go. But most teams aren't going to the Super Bowl back-to-back. So when you're looking at the Rams and you're looking at the Bengals, what do you think needs to – because there's always something that needs to be improved. So when you look at both teams, what do you think needs to be improved for both teams?
The Bengals O-line, that's like Stevie Wonder could see that.
They need an exorcism for that shit.
Yeah, real rap. And they need to do their best to keep their receiving core together. Like, that is a dominant receiving core. They got 3 guys that can whoop anybody they play against, man on man, one-on-one. But they just got to seal up that offensive line, man. I think everything else is pretty much intact. I mean, even Eli Apple, I mean, whatever. You know what I'm saying? He played well enough to start all year. You know what I'm saying? They never thought to bench him. So, and as far as the Rams go, they're going to need to get some better cornerbacks, to be honest, because Jalen Ramsey, yeah, he's great and he can move all over the place and all that shit. But if 99 gets hurt, their defense is done.
Yeah.
They're nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be completely honest, if 99 gets hurt, their defense is complete trash, right? Because he wreaks havoc even when he ain't making plays. He's taking up 2 blocks, 3 blocks, right? So other guys can get free. So they need to get another dominant interior defensive guy and probably a better linebacking core. You know what I'm saying? The white kid, the linebacker, is decent, but he got exposed a lot this year. So they need one more linebacker who can cover probably better, because the white kid is more of a thumper inside linebacker type cat. Gets stopped the run. Reader is his name. Mm-hmm. And they need – I mean, I know Matthew Stafford will probably be there, you know what I'm saying, until he retires, to be honest. I mean, he's McVay's type of guy.
Yeah.
And other than that, I mean, they got pieces, you know what I'm saying? They'll probably keep OBJ, they'll rehab him and have him bring him back and getting Woods back. And, you know, they don't really need to do much, to be honest. They probably need to get a couple offensive linemen themselves.
Right. Whitworth's probably going to retire. I mean, as he should.
Well, yeah,
he's 40 years old. Yeah.
Damn, he need to retire. Shit. Yeah, Whit, let it go, big dog. You know, you did your thing. You did it for a long time at a high level. And, yeah, so they're going to draft a left tackle. And then other than that, I mean, shit, whatever. They good.
Yeah, because you saw they basically brought in Eric Weddle on the fly, and he was sort of like a stopgap. I mean, he's going to retire. I mean, it's probably over for him. And you're right. I mean, that, you know, you look at that front between you got Aaron Donald, you got Vaughn. Maybe they bring Vaughn back, I guess. Leonard Floyd, Gaines. They got like the playmakers there, but once they get past that first level, then it becomes an issue with it. They need the playmaking safety for sure, and some better linebackers that can cover for sure. Because like you said, injury. Nobody's missing injury, but if Aaron Donald is out for a 4 to 6 week period or something,
they are done. Defensively, they are done. Seriously.
Yep. But it was a very entertaining game. I enjoyed it.
It was great. It was a good game. A really good game.
Yeah. Across the board. And like to your point, I don't think were there any flags definitely not in the first quarter, I don't think. I mean, was there maybe 2 penalties in the whole first half?
I want to say there was like 6 calls the entire game. That was amazing.
So the pace of the game was good. It was a good offense. It was good offense, good defense. I would have loved to see more of a running game for both teams, but overall was good. And the halftime show was good. And the commercials for the most part were pretty solid.
They were nice.
Pretty solid as well.
Really good stuff.
Yep. So there it is, folks. RIP to the 2021/2022 NFL season. And around here, we do what we call our Savage Picks. JB and I pick all the way from week 1, all the way to the end of the season. We had a bye week in week 11, and the time has come. I don't even remember what the stakes are. I was trying to listen to past episode. I'm trying to remember what the stakes are. I know that we're owed a Miami trip. So damn it, I guess it's
I know. Yeah, I guess we're going to Miami. So fuck it. Yeah.
Yep. So the time has come for the official, unofficial Savage Picks winner for 2021-2022, and with an extended drum roll, please. I've done it again. 171, 99, and 1. JB is at 165, 105, and 1. Our best weeks were pretty close to each other. I went 14-1 in week 15. JB went 13-2 in week 17. Our worst weeks were oddly enough the same week. I went fucking 0-4 in the divisional. Good God Almighty! And JB went 1-3 in the divisional.
Well, man, the most
picked team was the Mafia. I thought it was actually the Packers or the Bucks, but turned out it was actually the Bills. The least picked team, well, wouldn't you know it? The team with the number 1 draft pick this year, it was the Jags. Yeah. I want to thank Dr. Bridges for being a gracious sport in the many years that we've been doing this. Our Savage Picks. JB took some risks. I took a few risks, of course. Me betting my kitties that added more L's than it did wins. I wish his Cardinals would have held up at the end of the season to make good on some of those picks. Right. But nonetheless, it was a fun season. This is I actually really, despite how my squad did, I kind of knew it wasn't going to be that great. But honestly, JB, just obviously this is our peak time of the year. This is our favorite time of the year. Just your overall feeling and thoughts toward the 2021 NFL season. How did you feel about this year of football? Just overall.
I think it was one of the most competitive football seasons ever. Right.
I agree.
It was very unpredictable. It was extremely unpredictable, especially in the playoffs. Right. And then, but it was just a great competitive football season. A lot of I don't think there were any bad games, and that's the greatest part. And I said at the beginning of the year, I said it's going to be the most competitive season of football in a long time, and it was. And it was very entertaining. So to the football fan, Monday night, Thursday night, Sunday night, all these games were good, right? And I think this is probably, if we go back and look at statistics, this is probably the one season that more games than any football season has ever been, where games have been decided by a touchdown or less, right?
Yes.
Overtimes, like on Monday Night Football. We had some great things, man. Like, we had some wonderful things go on in this year's football season. So shout out to the 2021/2022 season. Phenomenal season of football. Hopefully we can get the same thing for the 22-23 season.
Yeah, and I think what made it excellent, honestly, is I think across the board, for the most part, I think we saw a lot more consistency from a lot of these teams in all three phases, right? Because I think up until this year, obviously football is usually just good as a baseline, but I think it was better because I feel like now where you've seen these last few years with like the Patrick Mahomes and these high powered offenses, it almost seemed like the defense was like lacking in a lot of ways. Whereas I think this year, I feel like defense is finally kind of caught up to the tape, so to speak. And we saw some good special teams play as well. And also, the Bungles are living proof. The NFL has more parity and opportunity to win than any other professional sport in the world.
Without
so
doubt.
if you think your franchise is trash now, Jaguars, Jets, whoever, don't worry. You make a couple right moves, you can be sniffing a Super Bowl with literally within 3 years. You saw what happened with the Bengals.
Watch out for them kiddies, bro. You know what I'm saying? With y'all got a head coach.
Yeah, now we got the culture. Now we just need the players.
Y'all gonna be dangerous next year. You know what I'm saying? Go playing in Detroit gonna take on a whole new meaning.
Yeah.
I'm glad we ain't got y'all next year. Shit.
The record speak. As the reviewers know, since we started this podcast, the kiddies have had the Burgang's number. Outside of one tie.
Shit.
Oh man. So yes, I really enjoyed the season. I'm sad it's over, but hey, we haven't talked about it in our patent production meeting, but we're getting another crack at spring football, JB. We're getting the USFL. 10 teams, I think. 8 teams, 10 teams?
8 teams,
10
I think,
teams.
yeah.
8
10
teams.
teams?
Yes.
Yeah.
USFL, follow our advice. I know JB has said as much as well. Please become the G League for the NFL. Do not try to compete with these MFs.
Right. Don't rival them.
Yes.
Just be the little brother. You know what I'm saying? Be a supplemental league for them.
Yes.
Right? Please. Because that's just gonna make the NFL that much better. It's gonna continue to get y'all money. It's gonna keep y'all alive.
Yes.
Right? People are gonna look forward to it. Yeah, people are gonna look forward to it. Right? And it's football. And keep it real. Make it real football. Don't be trying to do dumb shit and be like, we're gonna do this with the 10-yard line and kick off. Now, fuck all that.
Right.
Make football. Right? Be a supplemental league for the NFL, and it's gonna be a great thing. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, me too. Get in bed with the NFL so these practice squad players can actually play for real and develop, and that's only going to raise the product for the NFL.
Yeah.
That's only going to make shit
Talking
better.
about making shit more competitive.
NFL Europe. You've always talked about NFL Europe.
I miss it, man. I swear to God. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was so great. It was so amazing.
And finally, Jay, before we get up out of here, right 2 seconds after the season's over, we were talking about it in the intro. People always got something to say about the Hall of Fame conversation after somebody, Aaron Donald's going to retire. Is he a Hall of Famer? Is he a Hall of Famer right now? Look, man, I've had quite enough of this. Richard Sherman, who's not one to shy away from his opinion, was unloading his about saying the man was undeserving of Hall of Fame. And at this particular moment, you can make the case. Retire today, yes. But here's the dumb shit about this. The man is going to play for probably 4 or 5 more seasons. And I get it. He's cutting a promo saying, the bar for the Hall of Fame is incredibly low. Yeah, but here's the problem with that, Richard Sherman. It's because of people that they let in before this generation of players, right? He's saying, oh, he did nothing spectacular. He's a microcosm of his career. Did good, not great. Made a few wild passes, made a few facepalm passes. Yeah, that's definitely true. But the reality is, with where he's at with numbers, is that he's going to crack top 10 in many of these quarterback categories. And what if he goes on to win another Super Bowl or another Super Bowl, right? What if he gets into that? So based on what you're saying, yeah, it's true about how the measuring stick is compared to other decades where it wasn't as of a pass happy league. I get what you're saying, but the reality is your point isn't exactly well taken, because you're talking about the way the NFL has shot themselves in the foot with the Hall of Fame, or the Pro Football Hall of Fame, I know it's separate from the NFL, has shot themselves in the foot in regards to the criteria that we've talked about with the Eli Mannings and Big Ben on this show about who they're letting in and who they're not letting in. So please, let's stop having conversations about who should be in the Hall of Fame and who's not with cats who are still writing their book. They're still writing their chapter, right? Like, if you want to have the conversation about Brady 5 years ago, when he was still going to play for a few years, yeah, that makes complete sense because he's been in the Hall of Fame. But the reality is, whether you're a quarterback or whatever your position is, if you're on the fringe and you're still got years ahead of you, you still have time to make your case. So I get what your point is, Richard Sherman, but bro, get mad at the people who fucked it up for your generation and afterwards, not the guys who still might have a shot at being in the Hall of Fame once it's all said and done. And in the words of the great Forrest Gump, that's all I got to say about that. But what are your thoughts, Dr. Bridges?
Is Matthew Stafford a Hall of Famer right now? No. If he retired right now, would he be a Hall of Famer? No.
I agree.
Trent Dilfer got 1 Super Bowl, right? Come on, let's be completely honest.
He's not a Hall of Famer.
If that's what the fuck we hang on our hat on, no. Donald McNabb is a Hall of Famer, right? I said on the Burning Bridges last night, there are so many cats that are in the Hall of Fame right now that should not be in the Hall of Fame right now.
Mm-hmm.
Not that they're not Hall of Famers. They just shouldn't be in there right now. So many greats that should be in the Hall of Fame before a lot of people that are in there right now. It has become a popularity contest. They have kind of made a mockery of it. The Pro Football Hall of Fame, it's like, I don't know. It's like if it's like a secret society, right? If you in a certain, woo, you know what I'm saying? Like, then yeah, you get that opportunity. Like, what? Like, this year's Hall of Fame class, I'm like, okay. I was like,
right.
Okay, all right, okay. Not saying they don't deserve it, but not right now, right? Last year's class, same thing. All right, okay. Not right now, though, right? So, I mean, it is what it is. They're going to continue to do what they do. We can have this conversation until we fucking turn blue in the face. But, yeah, like you said, it's been saturated. And that's the issue. It's been saturated, right? So now, if you're going to – how do you clean up the mess that you've already made, right? Mm-hmm. And it's truly a mess, right? I made last night a Terrell Owens, and I'm not banging on Terrell Owens, but Terrell Owens is a Hall of Famer right now. He shouldn't be, right? He shouldn't be. There's no way that Terrell Owens should have been a first ballot fucking Hall of Famer.
Right. Yeah, it's like that's what it comes down to. The idea of the first ballot, right? Like, that criteria, that bar is really low. For what does that even mean? You're a first ballot. So what is your criteria? You put up a lot of stats? I mean, how did you actually affect winning? That's the part that kind of trips me out as far as the criteria for getting into the Hall of Fame. And it almost kind of goes back to the point of what we were talking about earlier with what Emmitt Smith was saying about the Hall of Fame, where it's like, yo, y'all haven't done anything yet. Like, you throw these words around. He's goated, legend, all this type of shit. The bar for calling, and it's not even just football, the bar for calling somebody a legend is so fucking low. It's crazy, right? And that's what we have to recalibrate our meter to figure out what really constitutes a Hall of Famer and what constitutes someone who had a very good career, but otherwise is shouldn't be considered a Hall of Famer, right? I mean, they can be, if they want to be a Hall of Famer in their hometown, get a field named after them, then great. They're probably the best player that ever came out of that particular area. But the reality is, to the point of that kind of, I think Richard Sherman was trying to make, that y'all got to stop with the Hall of Fame talk. And that's what I'm trying to implore to him and others that are having these conversations about. Let these guys play out their careers. Well, that's it. We lost JB here on the stream here for now, but reviewers, we appreciate you so much. Follow us at JB and Benny Blue for all your social media needs. Make sure to follow us on our individual socials, JB73 King, JB73, and me at Benny Blue Eyes. Of course, tap in on podcast form, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, like, share, subscribe, all that good shit. We are on casualsports.com, ksrnaz.com, live streaming there out of Phoenix. And the Believe podcast already got a whole slate of dope podcasts that you got to check out. Check JB out on Tuesdays. Boining Bridge is live streaming 6:30 Pacific, 7:30 Mountain Time, 9:30 Eastern. AT Sports _ and All About the Birds. And of course, tap in with our sponsors, Valley Boys Association Clothing. Go to valleyboysassociation.com and use podcast code podcast 22 for 20% off your order at checkout. And of course, it's tim2buy.com. Get you a new or pre-owned vehicle. And of course, if you have a sponsorship, questions, or hate mail, get at us, JB and Benny Blue Review at gmail.com. And that's it. It's been episode 213 of the JB and Benny Blue Review. And until next time, we are out, people. Peace.